Okay, it's filming. It's happening. Hi. So, welcome to another stream of consciousness. So, just a really quick preface, these videos are just real, raw, unedited stream of consciousnesses that I'm just kind of free flowing my mind, whatever I want to talk about, and they're raw in the sense that I'm like expressing rawly, but also it's unedited. Like I'm not gonna go through and cut out all of the breaths, all the pauses. It's just stream of consciousness, and the intention of this is to have fun, to explore, and it's kind of an experiment with myself to get more comfortable with speaking in front of a camera, which it is working. This is successful, I will say, in terms of yeah, getting more comfortable. I really suggest this, honestly. I definitely see myself feeling, yeah, just more ease as I express on here, which has not always been the case because I get a little shy up on here. But anyways, hi, my name is Mariah. This is my channel, Kaladar Creations, and I'm gonna let an incense to start this chat out. It's good. It's really nice and good up in here. This is sandalwood, which is one of my favorite scents. Okay, so welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, so today, wow. All right, I'm just gonna start with some like life updates because so much has changed in my life, is going to change in my life, as it constantly is. Because to be honest with you, the past handful of years here, I have just been in constant flux. Yeah, moving around a lot, and holy shit, the smoke is intense. Let's put that back there. Yeah, bro, my life is just shifting all the time, bro. And I'm choosing for it to be that way. So yeah, right now I'm nomadic. I packed up my life and sold most of my stuff, put it in a storage unit, the remainder of it, and then I was living in the United States in Colorado. And then I went to Asia. I flew to Southeast Asia, and I've been traveling, and it's been about like total like 6 or 7 months now. And yeah, I have been trying to decide what I want to do moving forward because, I'm right now, I am running on savings. I put some money away and I still have money left. Like, I can go and travel Asia a bit more because honestly, it's very affordable out here. I'm very, very grateful. I feel very privileged. I feel like when you come from like the States, Europe, Canada, like all these places, yeah, just because it is a very different economic system out here, which is definitely something that has given me a lot of perspective. Yeah, just experiencing that, how uh, most people living out here, yeah, it would be very, very challenging for them to come to visit the States or other places. Yeah, because their dollar's so small compared to ours. And yeah, so I definitely feel very grateful. It's been such a privilege, and because of that privilege, I have had the opportunity to be able to travel in the way that I have uh, for a better price. Like as opposed to if I was traveling in Europe, I would most likely be broke by now. But yeah, so I've traveled around a bit, and I could keep traveling. And then I was deciding potentially to go to Australia to do a working visa. And yeah, the past like week or so, I was in a little bit of like yeah, just me trying to make a big life decision. And felt so conflicted because yeah, I just didn't know what exactly I wanted to do. Sorry, this skirt is like super comfy. Okay, there we go. Not was situated. Yeah, it just feels like it was such a big decision, and big decisions can be challenging. I have a hard time making big decisions. I feel quite chill with a lot of things in life, like chill in the sense that I'm able to like stand in my center a bit and not get super shaken up. But with this change, I mean, with this decision, and with big choices, there's so much shaking up, which Okay, I'm just gonna go on this little side tangent. I was really reflecting on this today and thinking about how like I feel like it's almost inevitable. I feel like there is certain degrees of like how much we can like stand in our center while facing anything, and like in this example while facing like making a big decision. Yet also I feel like there is like an inevitable nature to like having so much come up when you're making a big choice, because that's kind of the process of it. I feel like in order to step into clarity, there's like confusion comes first, because there's so much like fog and dust, and you're just like trying to like distill it, and like it needs to like settle. And it's like you're shaking up old beliefs, because in order to make a new decision, in order to make this choice, you need to either stay within the certain beliefs, certain frameworks that you've already been operating in, or change them. And the process of changing your beliefs, I feel, can be big. You know, it brings up resistance. It brings up a lot. So yeah, so I just feel like there is kind of like a natural, like whenever you make a big choice, there's that like, what do I want to do, you know? Oh, sorry, the smoke hopefully isn't too strong. But regardless, yeah, so anyways, I was going through this process and back and forth. I ended up narrowing it down to going to Australia or going back to the United States, to Colorado where I was living, and finishing out college, which yeah, I started working on my master's in mental health counseling a long time ago, honestly, like 5 years ago, I think. I did my first year, and then I have 2 years remaining, and I took a long pause on it. And then before I went on my travels, I was about to start school up again, and then I was like, you know what? I want to travel. I want to explore. I want to see if this is really what I want to do, and see where I want to live. Like, do I want to stay in the United States? You know, I just had so many question marks, and I ended up withdrawing again. Like, I didn't start school again, but I withdrew before the start date, and they told me I could put a pause on it if I wanted to come back. And I honestly, I guess I'll just say, I chose to go back. And still settling with that decision, but it feels pretty solid for me right now. It's so funny that I'm like moving forward with this, because if you asked me a week ago, like I really did not see myself leaning in this direction. It's so funny. Life takes so many twists and turns that you don't expect. And yeah, I really didn't expect to be going back. Honestly, I was leaning towards Australia. If you watch my other videos, you'll see actually later this week I am posting a vlog that I filmed last week, and in the vlog I was like, I ended it and I was like, okay, I think I'm gonna go to Australia. Like, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna buy a van, go to Australia, and try to figure it out. And since then, things have shifted. And they felt so in flux these past like couple of weeks, but now I actually feel like very solid on this choice. So yeah, I'm gonna be moving back to Colorado in 2 more years. I'm gonna finish out college and yeah, get my degree to be a therapist. And I feel ready, honestly. I feel, yeah, it feels like a big change, and I feel excited for it. Although I know that it's not going to always be easy, it's definitely going to not be a glamorous situation in a way where, like, I decided that just to save some money right now, I'm going to buying a cheap van, and then I'm going to live in that until it gets cold there, and I'm going to get a job. I'm going to get a job, work full, be in school full time, and then also I'll be in an internship during school. So I'm gonna be busy, and it's gonna be complicated. So I'm not expecting it to be glamorous or easy. Yet there's still excitement there. And you know, as life goes on, I'm sure the excitement will fade, and then hopefully it'll come back, and who knows. But as of right now, yeah, the newness of it feels a bit exciting. But Also, I feel it'll be nice for me to settle for a bit because despite me just traveling here for like 6, 7 months, I have been moving around a lot. I moved to Hawaii, like tried that out, moved around a lot while I was in Hawaii, Big Island, Maui. And yeah, so I've been shifting so much change. So me re-enrolling in school is actually like me really making a commitment and locking in. And I'm like, once I re-enroll, I'm finishing this out. So it's like 2 year commitment, and I'm gonna do it. And I'm gonna lock in, and yeah. So I'm pretty fucking stoked about it. I want to say I still am gonna be making videos. Like that is a promise that oops, sorry if that hit the mic. That is a promise that I'm keeping to myself. Like, cause I'm not like abandoning my dreams, which was like a part of me contemplating this decision was because I wanted this me pursuing making videos on here and just like other places is a part of my dream, you know, sharing and expressing and creating and eventually like finding some financial flow through that. But the core of it is for me to express and share. And I don't want the financial weight of that to pressure what I'm creating and the urgency of it becoming something in the eyes of others, where I want to hold it to be something in my own eyes and in my own heart, and to keep it real and raw and not to put pressure on that. Is what I feel like I've came to. So like I'm gonna continue this, and I still hold this dream, and I really do feel that things are gonna unravel from this. I have faith in that. Yet I also feel that there's a certain degree that we have a role in where we can show up to a certain space. We can show up to a certain point, and then the timing of things is a bit out of our own hands. Is kind of what I feel, honestly. I mean, I feel that there's a way that we can impact the timing to the degree that we show up. But if we can only show up to a certain point and we can't force things, we can't like show up and try to push the timeline forward. Yeah, I mean, I definitely will say, like, obviously there's ways that I could, you know, I could be making more videos, I could be doing all this, but I mean, I've been posting on here like 3 times a week and like making lots of content for, you know, I've been sharing on Instagram and TikTok and different stuff. And there's ways that I can refine and grow, and I'm doing that, and I'm gonna continue to do that and learn and share. So I feel, yeah, I feel like I'm showing up to the degree that I can, knowing that there's always growth and I am stepping into growth. Yet, I'm not going to force it. And this is a path that I already started a while back. And it's something that I feel that I would really enjoy, being a therapist and having that as one part of my career. I feel career feels like such a funny word, but yeah, like being a therapist and then also creating and doing so many things. So I want to open up multiple streams, and I really feel like there's nothing that could go wrong from this, in a way where, yes, it's a financial investment, like taking out loans for school, but yeah, it's I'm gonna learn from it, you know. Learning the skills of becoming a therapist, I feel, will help me with all that I do. So yeah, I feel excited about it, honestly. I really do feel excited. Yeah, I feel this is becoming a bit of a therapy session right now, me sharing on here, which is kind of a little bit what these videos are. Just transparency about, and this one's a bit more about what's going on in my life right now. What time are we at? Oh, we got plenty of time. I keep yapping. Yeah, so yeah. And then I also feel like what has helped me kind of like step into this decision was the fact that things are kind of falling together with a lot of ease. And I feel that, I feel like it's interesting because sometimes, yes, of course, sometimes the thing that we resist is what's best for us, which could be applied to this too, because I feel that there's a part of me that's been turning away from this. Like I, you know, stopped school, then I stopped school again, and like there is a part of me that I feel has been resistant to it in ways, yet there also is an ease that's unfolding where when I was looking for vans, I looked for a bit, not super long, and I found one that's very affordable, and they were able to negotiate the price with me to fit within my budget, and it's actually perfect like for what I'm looking for. Like I love it so much, and the people have been super helpful, and they're getting it like emissions tests and getting it all set up for me. So it's like, and they're willing to wait until I get back, which is like I'm gonna have 1 more month out here. I'm in Bali right now, and which is really helpful. So everything is just like flowing with such ease that it feels like this feels natural in a way. Like it feels like it just supports the yes that I feel within myself to go down this path. So yeah, I feel excited about that, I guess. And then yeah, there was a part of me that was like, you know, I've been like, it's funny because like before the decision is made, I noticed myself being a little bit like, I feel ungrounded, and like I'm in that dust, the confusion, and it feels like I was a bit feeling a bit scattered for a bit there, and just like deep and contemplating this, overthinking this, and ruminating to the point sometimes, you know, and we were that, and to the point of rumination sometimes, to be honest. But once I make a decision, this is like a theme in my life. I'm just quite settled in it. It's just like. So there have been very minimal doubts since I made that decision. Like honestly, I want to say no doubts. Like it's been just like once I made the choice, it's just like genuine like checking in with myself, like reflecting. But it doesn't feel like it's this like doubting my decision. It just feels like a responsible, like, okay, like what did I learn from this process? Like how is this aligning? Like checking it out, like checking it, like it feels like a yes in my body and in my system, and then checking out to match to see how it matches in my logical framework as well. You guys are just getting a peek inside my mind. This is what these are. Yeah, so anyways, what was I saying with that? Yeah, so I fuck, this is the one hard thing of like the stream of consciousness. I'm like, forget what I'm saying, and I'm like, shit, I want to pause it, but I'm just gonna keep on flowing and keep on talking. Shit, we were talking about doubt, and I was gonna say something about that topic. But yeah, I've definitely really settled in on this choice, and yeah, it feels. Oh, I remember what I was gonna say. I was really searching for it. Yeah, there. So like in this, like reflecting after the decision, I'm like I was asking myself, like, you know, like what was your intention with traveling out here? Like remembering that, and my intention was to, yeah, to take a pause, to explore the world, to experience things, to gain new perspective, to really, there's a bug, to really connect deeper with myself, to explore and expand my creativity in the way that I'm expressing, and to and the biggest one was to find out where home is, to really like kind of get a feel for where I want to live. And I will say, I still feel like I have checked all of those boxes besides maybe the last one, but I feel like I've checked it halfway. And let me explain. So first of all, I definitely have gained a new like a expanded perspective from traveling in a lot of ways, experienced so much beauty, like so fucking beautiful. And it really, through being here, like taken a lot of time to connect deeper with myself and to explore my creativity in so many ways. Like I have expanded my creativity so much throughout these travels and felt so inspired, and I really have taken this time to like lock in and refine my kind of my plans, this project, this YouTube thing, and making content digitally. Like I have locked in, and I feel so committed to it in like a really genuine, refreshing way, where yeah, I've been like showing up, making videos like 3 times a week, making other videos, and it just feels like I've been able to integrate that into my natural rhythm, and now it just feels like natural for me to show up and do all these things. Like it's a given. It's part of my routine. It's part of yeah, my experience. And then the last one is the one that I was really contemplating, because it's like, did I figure out where I want to live? Like where feels like home? And I said it feels half checked because I feel that in a way I kind of did find out home. Excuse me. Unedited, bro. Unedited. So yeah, I kind of did find out home, where like, you know, you always say like home is wherever you are, home is where your heart is, and I feel like I've known that in a logical way, and I've definitely had moments of like feeling that in a deeper sense, and I feel like throughout this journey I have felt that more and more, and wherever I have traveled, like I've found ways to connect back to myself and find that home within. So, although that's a bit cheesy, like it does feel true that I feel, yeah, like I've found home. Yet there is a legitimacy, I suppose, to wanting to find a physical home. And I feel that there's a part of me that is still on that search in a way, that still is leaving that as a question mark. And I'm not necessarily saying that, and I'm not necessarily declaring that Colorado or even the United States is where I'm gonna live forever. It was a hesitation because I'm like, if I'm gonna go through school, like, do I want to live here? But I'm gonna still leave that open, and I feel open to, yeah, getting my degree and my license as a therapist in Colorado, and just leaning into that and seeing where that takes me. I mean, shit, perhaps I do end up in Colorado forever. I keep feeling like I'm not, and I keep moving away, but then it just keeps, I keep going back to it. So it's like maybe there is something there for me. It definitely is the first place that I've ever felt like home in my life, and I do love it dearly, but I very well could end up, you know, moving somewhere else and figuring out how to transfer my degree and all of my work there. It's still a possibility. So I feel like I feel settled in leaving it as a question mark and to lean into this. So, yeah, that's just a long ramble about where I'm at. And with that, me questioning that and asking myself, yeah, I was kind of like checking in. I was like, how do you feel about this? Like, about leaving now? Like, do you regret it? You know, it's nice. I feel like it's nice to have like kind of like conversations with yourself, like calm, cool, collected, like loving, like, yeah, to question yourself, but not like, why did you do this? You know, that's when it gets intense. Like, you made a mistake, but it's like, do you regret this? Not like, you should regret this. You know, it's like questioning. So, yeah, try to have healthy communication with myself. And yeah, so I was asking, like, do I regret this? Contemplating this. And I don't, honestly. I don't regret this. I know that I could have did things so much differently. Like I could have already been a year into finishing my degree and just had a year left. I could have used that money and kept it in my savings. I could have made so many different choices. Yet I made the choices I did. And I feel that I accept them. And at the time, I trust that the choice that I made felt right for me. And yeah, I could have did things differently, but I just feel that I didn't, and I'm going to draw what I learned from this. And it has been a beautiful experience, and it wasn't 100% exactly what I expected. You know, like there's maybe was this subtle part of me feeling like I'd go somewhere and be like, oh, I'm gonna live here forever, and then just like move there. You know, maybe fantasy wasn't fulfilled in its idealized way, yet there was a deeper fulfillment that unfolded, and I choose to treat everything as a lesson that I'm going to learn from it. So I feel that it was valuable. It was very valuable. And yeah, and through this too, this whole process of trying to decide what I want to do and reflecting on that, on like the regret part, yeah, just I feel like coming more to peace with this like feeling of perfectionism, I guess, where it's like I don't need to be perfect. Like, I'm gonna make mistakes. I'm gonna make steps that could have been better in hindsight. Yet I need to move with faith, move with trust. And it's like I'm gonna make steps with what I know and try my best to listen internally. And it's not always gonna go perfectly, but it's gonna go as it does, and just like trying to learn how to have more trust with what I choose, because I think that was like a big part when I was like really in the midst of trying to decide what I wanted to do moving forward. I was kind of like thinking how I could see Australia. By the way, sorry about the chickens, they're really loud, but I was really seeing how like I had Australia, I narrowed it down to Australia and back to the States. And it was just like contemplating both. And I was like, wow, both could work out in their own unique ways. And I could make both of them happen. And neither of them are like a right or a wrong choice. And I'm going to be okay with whatever choice I make. And I felt a little bit of like nervousness in that, because it's like in the past, a lot of choices were like, okay, one's very clearly unhealthy for me and one's good for me. And of course there still is this like deeper part of me trying to recognize like what is the most supportive move forward for me. Yet making a choice where it's like either one is okay. I feel like I had to like really let go of this like perfectionistic way of viewing things, that like I'm afraid of like making a mistake. Like, what if one of these is wrong? And it's like, like neither is gonna be wrong. Like, what if that's the choice? Like, what if it's just, yeah, I'll learn and just allowing myself to like step forward, because it's like when I'm like so afraid of like making a mistake and just having that perfectionistic like, then it's like I get stuck in this and I'm like, and then it's just like, all right, let me try to listen to the best that I can and take a step forward, and then listen again, and then take a step forward and then listen again. And it's just like that constant process of like, yeah, it's like stepping into the unknown. There's so much darkness and you just have like a little flashlight and you're just like, okay, I can't see everything ahead of me, but I can just see what's in front of me a little bit and try and work with what I have, what I know right now. So yeah, I feel how I felt last week to where I feel now, like way more grace towards myself in the potential of like making a mistake, you know? And that like I have made a lot of wild choices. I've gone here, I've gone there, I've done like, I don't know, I've been all over the place. I've taken a lot of gambles, a lot of risks in life, and I feel like I've learned a lot from it, honestly. And I'm grateful that I have. And yeah, I continue to keep learning that like no matter what happens, like I'm gonna figure it out. And trusting that, like trusting in myself that like I'll figure it out, okay? And if I make a step that doesn't end up feeling like deeply in alignment, like that misalignment will reveal itself to me. Like, and I feel that it's supportive and important to stay in tune internally so that I can recognize so that I can recognize the misalignment when it starts to become to a certain strength that I have the ability right now, or broad with, I don't know, so like that I'm able to recognize, granted my degree of consciousness and awareness, as soon as I can detect the feeling of misalignment, then to notice that and to move from that awareness, and then trusting that the more I do that, the more I tune in with that process of being like, how does this feel? Then it's like I'm going to be able to deepen the awareness and to catch things maybe sooner, to know my yeses and nos sooner in a way. Yet also, as I say this, I feel that like this is just speculation perhaps. I don't want to say that I know what is or what isn't, because maybe there is a grander timeline to things. And maybe me going back to school right at this specific moment is best for me, honestly. Like, I don't know. But what I do know is that like where I am with my my certain, where I am, like where my awareness and understanding is and what I've unraveled thus far, I feel way more in the space to hold that, to step into this path than I did way back when I started college when I was 22. When I started, so I did my bachelor's already, and this is my master's I'm working on, and I started it when I was 22. Like I went right out of college, right from one to the next, and then I could have kept going, and maybe it would have been completely okay. Who's to say what is right or wrong? But I will say, like, I do feel in a more solid space to hold that, to be able to step into that role. And then as I say all of this, oh, we're getting long on this video. As I say all of this, I also hold everything so lightly in that who the fuck knows? Shit might change. Because so much keeps changing in my life, dude. I keep ending up in places that I don't expect. So it's like, who's to say where I'm gonna be a year from now? I feel it'll be fascinating, like as I document my life, to watch these. Like right now, it's like my little digital diary. To watch this a year from now and be like, where am I? I kind of hope I'm still in school, but we'll fucking see, bro. Anyways, this is hitting the 30-minute mark, so I'm gonna wrap this up. I like to try to keep it at 30 minutes because these just get a little chatty. But yeah, so this is just a little bit about my life. Not every stream of consciousness is so centered on like the happenings of my life. I like to ponder other things, but this is a bit of the focal point because this is kind of where I'm at. This is what I've been doing, contemplating this decision, and this is, yeah, just sharing that in my life. But I've been really enjoying the stream of consciousnesses, so I'm gonna keep up with it. I have one more month in Bali, and soon here in like a week and a half, I'm gonna be moving to a new place just for a little bit, on the beach. I'm excited, and then after that, I'll be moving into a van. So we're gonna keep this up, even if I'm on the road, living in the van. I'm gonna keep filming these and sharing and expressing, even when I get busy with school. Like this is a commitment, baby. Like I'm building intimacy with this channel, with this experiment, with this project, with this creation. Call it our creations. One day I do want to talk and make a video sharing what that name means to me, because that has a lot of meaning for me, as everything does. I mean, if you watch like my tattoo videos, I talk about the meaning of each tattoo for so much. I feel like I'm such like a, I don't know, I like to dive into the depths of shit. I can't help it, bro. I love it. It makes life more rich. Like not rich in a money sense, but like rich in like you know? Yeah, so anyways, who's to see? We'll see what next week's chat is about, but thank you so much for watching. If you genuinely watch this whole thing, that just like blows my mind, because I'm like, whoa, 30 minutes of me talking, especially talking about myself. Not to say that I don't believe that it's not valuable to be witnessed and seen. I guess that's an interesting reflection. Like I do feel that it is valuable to be seen. I guess there's just awareness that like people have. There's a preciousness to everybody's time and energy. So for someone to invest 30 minutes to watching me talk about this feels, I know it feels corny, but it's like, to say it feels like an honor. Like it really does. It's like, wow, thank you so much. That's so sweet, like so beautiful that you've directed your attention in that way. Not that I need it, but I hope that if you have, I hope regardless if you watched all of it or just parts of it, I hope that there was something you drew from it that maybe supported you in a way. But ultimately, yeah, here to express, just share and learn, experiment. But okay, so we're gonna wrap this up. Till next time, post one a week from now, and 3 videos a week, baby. 3 videos a week. We keep it up at it. All right, cool. Till next time.